as we get up here about 50 yards, all of a sudden it turns into like kind of more of like a deer path. It gets quite closed in with the native vegetation.
It's a park that offers a walk on the wild side. Unlike many city parks maintained with fuel management and maintenance strategies, Priest Creek Linear Park, located in East Kelowna, brings forth a much different atmosphere, one of raw, untouched beauty.
Is that important to keep it as natural as possible?
Yeah, it was all about trying to fit a trail into an area that we didn't want to disturb too much, but still make sure that people still have accessibility. In something like this, we try to keep it more natural. One, because we don't really have much of a choice, but two, it actually has an ecosystem that's a lot wetter, and it gives you the opportunity to actually leave it more natural, and we don't have to worry about it as much because of what's growing here.
Opened in 2008, construction of not only the trail, but also 3 bridges that help connect hikers along the area was all thanks to community partners, most notably the Friends of the South Slope Society.
They all came together to help fund and put together the bridges. So the volunteers put all the bridges together. The city helped in certain aspects, and yeah, it's just a neat trail that has some really cool features, and the bridge are definitely one of them.
The hike begins along the creek bed, winding through the natural vegetation, moving from densely forested spaces to exposed areas of low-lying plants. It's one of the unique features of the park, as the riparian ecosystem brings together larger trees like western red cedars and cottonwood with small plants like devil's club, skunk cabbage, and red raspberry.
It just gives that kind of damper, cooler feeling to it. So if you don't want to be hiking at Knox Mountain where it's really dry and often you have a lot more heat there, definitely here is cooler, and you actually have it's just a different atmosphere.
As the path continues, it brings about a change in elevation, evolving into a hiking trail, climbing up the hillside, rising above the creek bed.
So it's almost a tale of 2 trails as we walk up, going from the riverbed now to this very rocky, mountainous feel.
Yeah, exactly. You get away from the creek and it's completely different. It gets you the overview now of where we were, down to the very bottom where you can see the actual channel of the creek as well. We get to take advantage of some of our nice breathtaking views here in Kelowna. Yeah, it doesn't start off like much, but it takes you up to a different world.
This elevation change also brings about a unique view of diverse ecosystems, separated only by the narrow trail.
You have your typical native side, which is basically a hillside here that has all of your native species that grow here in the Okanagan, and then you have the wet stuff that basically most people don't even get to see because it's not very typical unless you're right in the creeks.
Reaching the top of the small hill, you come to the boundary between Priest Creek and Myra Bellevue Provincial Park. From this location, the hiking possibilities seem endless.
We started basically right down here at the creek base, worked ourselves through, and then now we're obviously right at the boundary, and you can connect to pretty much all of these trails. You have hours or even days worth of hiking if you really wanted to.
A variety of trail transformations, a diverse riparian ecosystem, and a thriving natural atmosphere, they're all aspects that make this park a hidden gem.
You have the nice leisurely walk through kind of the bottom of the creek bed here, and then you get into that kind of goat trail aspect before you get into the Myra Bellevue Park, as well as it's got some quite significant ecosystem changes that kind of have a really cool atmosphere to them as well. Nice fall color, and it has some really nice viewpoints from the very top as well. So I think that's what makes it a hidden gem.
For more information about Kelowna parks, visit kelowna.ca. Reporting for Go on Shaw TV, I'm Brendan Osborne in Kelowna.